Pokimane gets backlash for saying there aren't enough big female streamers. What's the backlash you think she's going to get, if you had to guess? It's not.
Wait. I know what it's going to be.
Okay.
Wait.
Boy, you're writing way more than me. Like, are you putting, like, my mom on there also? Okay. You've written so much more than I have.
Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
I said, someone points out that there are lots of female streamers, but Pokey doesn't support them.
Oh.
That's what I think.
Oh, shit. I did something different.
What?
Oh, well, I just said what people are going to be upset about. I said it's going to be based on talent. Tits should not equal success just because you have them, and that's it.
Jesus.
Not that I feel that way. That's what I think people are going to be bitching about. But we're about to find out right now.
Well, wow. She gets backlash. Okay. Uh-oh.
Where? What am I clicking?
XQC, click.
Let's say you were to do you're a girl and you do a girl stream. It's very much catered to girls. So I have noticed.
Okay, hold on. I need 100% of my
Girls
attention.
that stream, they can tell that their vibe is very like their stream is for girls. The streams don't they're not big because there's not a lot of girl watchers and girl streamers, right? So they kind of have to like accommodate a little bit, right? And kind of make the broadcast almost deliberately kind of like more for everybody, because otherwise you don't survive, you die. Otherwise, because there's not enough like girl watchers for you to do like a goal-oriented stream. Because let's be honest, actual like a relatable girl to girls. They're doing I'm mostly kind of like girls stream. Guys don't watch that shit. Okay, guys say, yeah, no, I watch it. No, you're probably, let's be honest, a coomer. Okay, you watch stuff that's catered to guys, and then you say, oh, this is mostly for girls, whatever. No, this is catered to you. Okay, little buddy. Okay, I see you, buddy.
Wow.
What?
XQC is so based.
Yeah.
All huge female streamers are VTubers. That is kind of true, right?
Yep.
Why is that?
Because of what XQC just said.
Oh, okay.
Twitch is the if I had to guess, 90% of the viewership on Twitch is male, maybe as low as 80%. And the women that gravitate towards Twitch are probably going to be more masculine coded personality wise. So the style of content you do is going to be masculine coded, which is going to favor male streamers.
Don't just everyone wants to watch dudes. Even if you're a woman, wouldn't you want to watch a guy?
Well, if you're, it depends on what you're going to consume content for.
What type of content would you consume if you were a female?
A masculine female or a feminine female?
I don't know. Dealer's choice.
Well, that matters a lot.
Well, what do you picture yourself as?
I guess a feminine female.
Okay.
So I'd probably watch like feminine coded content.
Really? You wouldn't watch like Hassan with his like hairy chest?
Hassan is like a little bit both genders, but still probably mainly masculine coded. Even Hassan's audience is probably predominantly on Twitch. Mm-hmm. Over 65-70% male would be my guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, I get it. Hassan is like literally, I think he's like almost, he's like 4 years off from being 60 at this point.
Maybe,
55, 56.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just so weird. You have a guy, fake glasses, taking medicine so his hair doesn't fall out, literally as old as Dan Clancy. I think Dan Clancy is 1 year younger than Hassan. It's just so weird, the whole situation.
That's crazy. What is the backlash you got?
Well,
There are the times we don't
no. Just no.
Wait, what is that top video?
To get it's just a different landscape, and it's difficult to explain because
2 times it, or
in
1.5
a
at least.
way it's died down in terms of numbers, but if you're at the top, like the top 1 to 10 streamers, you're making way more than the streamers did back in the day.
Interesting.
You know, so
yeah,
it's
I guess like Kai did that big McDonald's.
We're talking about brands like McDonald's and Nike.
Yeah,
That's a different ballpark.
it's a different caliber.
It
But again,
really
like you guys all like during that time, I think that like paved the path for the legitimacy.
A little bit, which I'm very proud of.
Streamers, because
and to have been a part of it during
Yeah.
I'd love to share some perspective, a little bit unrelated, but a little bit related. As much as I think Kai and Speed are incredible, and what they do is incredible. Also, when I think of them, I think of how much the audience has changed over the years as well. They're both two like young dudes who do kind of like crazy, wild things. And just from a data and analytics perspective, I find it really interesting to see who are the top streamers, their similarities, their differences, especially in terms of audiences. And unfortunately,
What?
they're just
What? What's wrong?
I can't say anything. I'm sorry.
Why? Say it.
I'll write it down, but you can't.
Well, if you're writing it on the stop, if it goes on the whiteboard, the audience has to see. That's the rule of the whiteboard.
Well, no, I was gonna say it to you privately. Why it was funny.
No, say it to all of us.
She was saying there were similarities between the top streamers.
Just say it. We all know what you're hinting at, Dan.
No,
say it.
I don't. That they're really funny.
Okay.
there aren't that many like huge female streamers, at least not on their level, which I think reflects like nowadays the audience has in a way gone more to being a lot of like younger dudes, which is amazing. But I remember during the pandemic, I felt a much larger female presence, both in the audience and in regards to the streamers that we were seeing growing and becoming more popular. So that's just an interesting thing that I've noticed as a creator and both a consumer of the Twitch streaming landscape. Who you see at the top, a lot of the time, can also like reflect the viewers.
I have wondered that.
Oh my God. Can you pause? I'm so triggered right now that you just said this because I know exactly where this whole sentence came from and it actually triggers the fuck out of me.
Okay. Where'd it come from?
So clearly,
Yeah.
I think what she's saying is obviously in a good way, we have a lot more diversity at the top end of Twitch now, right? For these people never say it because it's not, it doesn't sound good or whatever, but the audiences from Twitch and for gaming in general, especially online gaming, were overwhelmingly white like 10, 15 years ago, right? Like you knew basically every single person was white that you were talking to online, with the exception of like Xbox lobbies, or there are certain games. The fighting game community had a lot more black people. But like if you're at like a fucking StarCraft tournament, or if you're like raiding in WoW,
Who's going to be in the StarCraft tournament?
the whitest, except Korean people, and the
Whitest
most
people
autistic,
and Asian
the
people.
most autistic Europeans that you'll ever see.
Virgins, I would
and
accept
like
as an
1.6
answer.
or whatever.
Yeah.
One thing that I wonder, though, is it's interesting because I feel like we've heard a lot that we need to increase female participation, get more women, get more ladies, blah, blah, blah. But now that the top streamers are more black, and she's like, and the audiences are resembling that, and the audiences, my guess would be for Kai and Speed, are probably a lot more colorful than they would have been back in the day for a lot of top streamers. But that's okay, and it's totally okay. And I wonder if it's because she's afraid of saying, it would be nice if there were more women because she doesn't want to minimize that there are a lot of at least like young black guys. Like that saying that she just did, or that statement she made, where like, and a lot of them are overwhelmingly younger dudes, and that's really cool. But I feel like that was the thing that we heard wasn't cool for a long time. But I wonder if it changed just because of the.
This is too meta. I'm like too stupid to understand what you're saying.
What do you not understand?
I-
As in before, it was bad that there were so many young men instead of women
they were
and men.
white.
Yes,
But
now
now-
that it's black, now it's actually okay. Even if it was like 99% young dude is okay because they're all black at least. So we can't say anything about changing that audience.
I still, the whole bear and the man in the woods thing. I'd like to do that to someone, and then you be like, so to be clear, you would like, okay, imagine this. You're out on the street and you're asking random women this question. You're like, hey, what would you rather? You're in the woods and there's either a brown grizzly bear that you can be within 15 feet of, or a random man. Which would you choose? And then some of them are going to say the grizzly bear. And then you say, to be clear, so you wouldn't want this man to be there with you. And you show a picture of a black guy. And then they're like, well, and then they lose their shit.
It's like when that person was like, oh, fuck. What was that meme on Twitter? Just come back to me in a minute.
Okay. So I'm just going to wait here for a minute for you to think of this.
Fuck, I'm thinking of the joke, but I have it backwards in my head. It doesn't make sense. Somebody says something like kill all men.
Oh, George Floyd.
Okay. Oh, that was it. I was thinking it was a Hitler joke, but yeah, kill all men. And someone goes like, even George Floyd? And they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was it. all the bad memes I know. All of them.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well,